Olympic athlete for Trinidad and Tobago for over 10 years. And during my journey in the arena, I've gone through many interviews. And the number one question that I'm asked is, Cleo, how do you stay motivated? Whenever they ask me that question, I kind of like, because as a young person growing up in Mayaro, when my mom said to my siblings and I'll bring some motivation over there for you all, it was never a good thing. So I don't do motivation. Instead, I use 3 simple steps to success. Because ultimately, I believe everyone wants to be successful. So my journey started in Mayaro, as I mentioned. And it started when I was very young. I was 9 years old, and I was looking at the Olympics. And I was drawn in. I wanted to be an Olympian. I loved the Olympics. They were everything to me. And every 4 years, they came around, and I fell in love with them. However, I was always disappointed that we didn't have athletes from Trinidad and Tobago on my television. I would support athletes from Cuba or Jamaica, which is great. I love my Caribbean people. But I craved the opportunity to support my team, Team TNT. So at some point, I decided, well, if you want to see local athletes on the TV, maybe you should be the local athlete on the TV. So I decided... I would go to the Olympics for Trinidad and Tobago. But coming out of Mayaro, we really didn't have the resources to support that dream. And sadly to say, it's still the same to this day, but I'm going to change that. So as I went through high school, my dream of being an Olympian, it started to die and slowly dwindle in my spirit. So I decided to migrate to the US and pursue a career in physical therapy. I was going to help other athletes make it to the Olympics. I was going to help others achieve the dream that was dying inside of me. But every once in a while, I would see the members of the track team. They were all kitted out in their university gear. They walked, and it seemed like their feet didn't touch the ground. And I would look at them and say, Cleo, that should have been you. You would have been great. You would have turned up every day. You would have worked really hard, and you would have never complained. But life went on, and I continued as an average student until one day, my landlord started the process to evict me from my home. The agent I had hired in Trinidad to rent an apartment for me in the US stole my rent money for an entire year. I know. What are you going to do when all that money is gone? I was stressed, and I decided that the possibility of losing everything gave me the courage to reach for the one thing I really wanted, to be a track and field athlete and maybe get a scholarship for housing, So one day, I boldly walked into the track coach's office, and I said, Coach, I want to be on your team. And he said, what do you do? Shot put. How far do you throw? 9 meters. The coach almost fell out of his chair laughing at me. The average university shot putter throws 16 meters, well beyond my ability. I didn't care. I begged for the opportunity, and I begged, and finally he said, all right, man. He was Jamaican. I finally had my shot, and I was going to take it. So what did I do? I implemented my 3-step program, which guarantees success. What is it? The first step is to completely immerse. This is how I immerse. Completely immerse yourself into the vision that you have for yourself. I call that my champion vision. Once I became an athlete, I no longer got dressed to go to school. I was always in sneakers and sweats. I ate healthy, I trained like a beast, and I even discontinued sober partying. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was focused. The next step is to surround yourself with great people. These were my coaches, my therapists, and my manager. These were the people there to guide my journey because no one can do it alone. It's important to have great mentors. And the final step to achieving your champion vision is to be true to yourself. Nothing is more important than to be your authentic self. My first vision of female shot putters were large European women. They were all over 6 feet tall. I'm barely 5'7". I tell people I'm 5'8". They had massive quads, and you wouldn't believe the grimaces on their face. So what did Cleo do? Well, I tried to make my quads look better. And I would walk around track meets like this, like I'm here to win. And you know, that took so much energy. I was so stressed. But I was trying to be like the best in the world. But I can only be the best Cleo that I can be. So the day I gave up that charade and I learned to be myself is the day I truly became a champion. Lady. Today, I encourage you to go after your champion vision. My vision was to be a great athlete. Yours may be to be a musician, to be a physician, whatever you want to do. Use my 3-step system, and I guarantee you success. It won't be easy for you. It was not easy for me. But if you immerse yourself, find great mentors, and stay true to yourself, you can do it. We must know that we are enough. Only you can serve your purpose. We have enough here in Trinidad and Tobago to achieve great things. Thank you.